This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
Share with us, if you can, like, just what everyone was saying in the, as everyone was jumping around and celebrating the moment when it all dawned on you. What were you all saying to each other?
We were, first of all, screaming to the top of our lungs. I'm like, a lot of us were just like, we can't believe it. Like, this is unreal. I think we just felt like a feeling of relief. Like, we all got down to our knees and like we're on the ground because it was just like so relieving to know that our hard work has finally paid off. Yeah, relief is the way that I would explain, because it just encapsulates all the work that we put in.
Welcome to U.S. Rugby Happy Hour Live. Interviews with the biggest names in American rugby.
The New England Free Jacks, Major League Rugby champions. One-on-one to score.
Here are your hosts, Bill Baker and that other guy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. This is U.S. Rugby Happy Hour Live. I'm Bill, this is Fitzy. Fitzy, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. I'm still kind of buzzing from all the rugby the last couple weeks.
So much. It just, like, it ended, obviously, not ended, it's still over, obviously, but our finals was fun to watch, at least for one group of fans. But again, it's just to have a repeat, and I'm excited about talking to Scott Matthew later in the show about that, and the head coach for New England Free Jacks. What'd you think of the match?
It was, I guess maybe kind of what I expected. Just going to be a little bit of a... I didn't think it was going to be a high-scoring game. I thought it was going to be two tough defenses going after each other, and it certainly was. I mean, that try by LaRue in corner there was pretty cool, though.
Cool note about that, his last try scored was in the finals in Chicago last year.
Yeah.
That's crazy, because the injury really was tough to come back from. Mm-hmm. Again, we'll talk more about that later in the show, but also some other news coming up. We've got USA Women's 15th Eagles start the 2-match tour of Japan this Sunday. You can watch the Rugby Pass. It's 5 a.m. Eastern time. I'll get with that. West Coast might want to stay up late for it.
Yeah.
But I'm pumped that they're playing again. I'm looking forward to the roster to come out. Also, Fitzy, I don't know if you saw this. Just recently, WER announced they're hosting the Legacy Cup, which is the new women's national championship, just this September, not far away. So the top 4 WPL teams will play in Madison, Wisconsin, and then on September 14th, the championship will be in Greensboro, North Carolina, which is a bit of a haul for you still, isn't it?
A little bit. 5 or 6 hour drive, maybe 7, 6, I don't know, 8.
Worth it, yeah. I'm excited about that too. I know there's a number of Eagles on a few of those teams. I'm not sure how many, actually, well, USA away, they should be back in time for those matches, I'm hoping, but it'd be great to watch them play. They are phenomenal. And right now, and we're going to talk about this in a second here, but the women's game is a buzz, and I'm so excited for that, and I'm so excited for the growth of it. The few girls that I coach are also excited about it. They obviously have, I've been hitting them in the head with highlights and telling them to watch this and this, that, and so forth to really blow up. I'm so pumped for them, and so pumped for the game. Sorry, I just lost my breath.
That's all right, Bill. You lost your breath. It's not like you sprinted 94 meters to score a try or anything, so come on.
I mean, come on, how hard could that be? All right, speaking of that, let's get someone on who's an expert in that field, who is there and extremely involved in so much. We are so pumped to have her on the show. Now she's gone from a Today Show appearance to, well, this show in between. Let's welcome Olympic bronze medalist Ariana Ramsey. Hey, Ariana, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. First of all, congratulations on winning the bronze medal. You've got to be riding on cloud 9 still and never coming down.
Yes, we are so excited. I think we definitely made it as a team when we did it. Just the way that the game ended and the fact that it was against Australia, it just made it so much more exciting. No more time on the clock, and the fact that we scored, like, people who didn't even watch rugby heard about it. So
Yeah.
it's definitely feels like a pivotal moment for women's rugby and rugby in general too.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you realize it or have thought about it much at all, but since you were first in line during the medal ceremony, you technically are the first USA Sevens player to receive a medal. So I would run with that.
Oh my God, that's a good point. I did not think about that.
Probably be like a bar trivia question somewhere in the country at some point. Who was the first one? Ari, let's jump into that match, the bronze medal match. And we really, obviously, we're going to talk about one play, particularly to kick it off. Obviously, Spiff's try, full field. Take us through that play if you don't mind. You were heavily involved, obviously, in some of the matches, spun out to Alex. For those who don't play a lot of sevens, was there a plan at that point in the match? You were down by 5. Was there a plan that maybe you worked on prior to this match or prior to the tournament?
Well, when we're in that specific zone, we do have we have a set framework that we do in that zone. So, but when I got the ball, all I was thinking was about, so once the ruck happened, it was like right before I passed the ball to Spiff, you can see, I slowed down to make sure I was passing to the right way. That was like a crucial moment where we really had to make the right decisions and take our time. And we had the time to do it because, there was no time on the clock. So that was the crucial time for us to really focus in. And that's what I did. I slowed down the play. I checked both sides, and Spiff wanted it the most. She must have known that she was about to get through. So I gave her the ball, and she just trucked through literally 2 to 2.5 girls. And yeah, she just went for it. I supported her, but once I saw her get to the 10 meters from the try zone, 20 meters, I was I knew she had it. So, and it was right through the middle. So I knew we were going to make the kick. I was just as soon as she scored the try, I knew we had won that game, even though it was tied.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, oh man. So it was a really focused moment for us. It had to be.
So I want to back up about 8 seconds from right before you score. So breaking down that play, because I got to ask you, you threw a great spin pass to Spiff. When you're passing, is your left hand or your right hand your dominant passing side?
My left is way better than my right, but I'm right dominant.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah, because it was a great pass. I mean, to begin with, kudos there. I mean, nice spin pass. Because, right, if that ball is a little high or a little behind, who knows what happens. But interesting to hear that your left hand is your dominant. That's awesome. You mentioned, well, because we were watching the clip, and of course, I mean, you played that clip. That clip has gone viral the world over, which is super awesome. So so I'm going to take you through it. From our point of view, it looked like around midfield, I think, as you were starting to say, it kind of dawned on you that no one's going to catch Alex. Yeah. But did you sense, I think it was a Madison Levy, did you sense her flashing by kind of on your right? Or at that point, were you there's no way Alex is getting caught here?
Even if she had gotten on her, I don't know. I should not have assumed that, honestly. But I really had a feeling that Spiff was going for it. And I know how fast Spiff is. She's the second fastest on our team. So, Madison Levy is also really fast. But, she was already ahead. She's already hitting 9.6 regularly. So, I know how fast it was. I just trusted her fully. I knew she had it. And, even if Madison Levy did catch her, it would have been close to the try zone. Yeah. What's it called? Naya was with her, too. So, the support was there.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Spiff is the second fastest. Are you the fastest on the squad?
Technically, yes. Yes, technically.
Good answer. Ari, Sammy was shown on the sidelines telling everyone to calm down, or more specifically, to shut up. Did you have that same sense in the field too? I know you just said that's straight under the post, easy kick after that, but was there anything at all? Okay, everyone calm down, we still have to get this.
Well, yeah, then we realized that we didn't have a actual kicker on the field. So then I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So we do have to make this kick. So Spiff had to make the kick after she scored the try. And I was kind of nervous, I'm not going to lie. But she had it, and she did it. Because I was nervous, because I don't know. I guess she has been practicing. But I had no idea that she was, whether or not she was going to be able to execute that. But she did, and she was confident, and she did it. So,
absolutely.
Well, yeah, when she had to make the kick, I was like, okay.
She had an incredibly well-rounded match. I mean, She made a try-saving tackle against Levi also earlier in the game. We're not that far before that. She had a great game, not just the try.
I feel like Smith always plays well, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I really do. Like especially against New Zealand and actually especially against Australia. On tour, she usually is one of the people to score against her, which against them, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, I feel like she always plays well. She's always that powerful player who just finds the break up the middle and seems to find her way to slide through. And she did it at the perfect time at the Olympics and was consistent. So it paid off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, we mentioned the play. You said you watched the play a lot already, but that call, the epic call from Rupert Cox, and then Knight alongside him, how many times have you listened or watched that clip, and will you stop ever?
Wait, you said from the time that she caught the ball?
Well, yeah, just the call, just the play-by-play call, the TV call, just so phenomenal.
Oh yeah. It's everywhere. I can't not watch it anymore. It's just, I don't know. It's epic. It's literally everywhere though. Like I'm scrolling on my timelines. I mean, obviously track is happening now, but it's on NBC Sports and people continue to come up and talk to you about it. So it's like, it's everywhere.
Have you had a little bit of a glow up on social? Have you had an increase in followers on Instagram and TikTok?
For sure. I went from like 20K to 80K, 86,000 followers. TikTok is going up too. So it's wild. I mean, we definitely blew up right after it. And I've been making content and pumping it out before.
Yeah.
Before this happened and now after. So as long as I'm like consistent, I'm hoping to like grow my account, be a little mini Alona Mar,
That's right. Let's get some of those endorsement deals.
That's the goal.
I want to go back to that right after the moment, if you can. Your teammates are jumping around. Share with us, if you can, like just what everyone was saying in the, as everyone was jumping around and celebrating the moment when it all dawned on you. What were you all saying to each other?
We were first of all screaming to the top of our lungs. I'm like, a lot of us are just like, we can't believe it. Like, this is unreal. And like, I think we just felt like a feeling of relief. Like we all got down to our knees and like we're on the ground because it was just like so relieving to know that our hard work has finally paid off. Because if you watched us throughout the season, like we were not winning at all. Like we weren't top 3 for a lot of our tournaments. So it's like, what are we doing wrong? We know we have the steps down. And then now we really just honed in and really applied everything that we learned. And when it finally pays off, it's just like this sense of like a relief and just gratefulness and excitement and like pure, relief is the way that I would explain it, because it just encapsulates all the work that we put in. It's just,
Yeah.
Well, I was following along on Instagram, and I think it was a relief too to see that you were able to eat some maybe some food that wasn't part of the diet prior to.
Well, we stopped at some chicken place and got some food. That's all we've pretty much been doing together. Is just eating food everywhere. Exactly. Going for drinks because we usually don't drink throughout the season. So it's just been fun and relaxing now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the crowd size, because record-setting crowd size there at the Stadium Stade de France. Excuse my French, I don't have the best pronunciation, but I mean, just talk about what it felt like to play in front of 66, 69,000 fans there.
Crazy.
It was so loud in there. Yeah, it was insanely loud. But the feeling was like, because we came from last Olympics was Tokyo, so it was so different. Like the energy was different. It just allowed us to have more fun and just it just made it way more engaging and exciting. Also a little bit nerve-wracking, I will say, but there's so many people you can't even like tell that they're there, if that makes sense, because there's just so many.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. So the crowd was elite. Like they were cheering for us. We did hear a lot of Alele Blues, obviously when we were playing against France, but like it was just electric, like the most fans ever in a rugby game. And it's just, again, another way that we like made history was having all those fans come out, getting people more excited about rugby. It was insane.
And speaking of history, Coach Emily became the first female head coach to lead her team to an Olympic sevens medal. Can you talk about her messaging throughout the competition? Was it ignore what's all around you, the fanfare, or take it all in, enjoy yourselves? What was the message?
Her message is mainly like focus on the present moment. And like we talked a lot about like focusing on our actions that we were going to take. Emily is she's very structured in the sense like we take it minute by minute, we take it quarter by quarter. Like you take every moment piece by piece, and that's how we're going to succeed. Like no looking ahead, no looking behind. Like we can prepare mentally for the crowd and all of that, but all we can do is stay in the moment and like attack each problem as it comes up in that time. So she was very just adamant about us focusing on moment by moment. What are we going to do in this moment? Halftime. Okay, this is what we need to work on. This is what we need to do. And yeah, just she always says that brick by brick, moment by moment. That's her mantra.
And this, your second Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 or 2021. Did you treat it any differently? Yeah, were you calmer coming in, maybe less awe factor?
Yeah, I was way more confident this time around. My first Olympic Games, I was really, really nervous. Like, I didn't even want to go in. I was just like, please don't put me in. I'm just like shaking on the mat. Yes. I tore my ACL too at that time. I think I was just really nervous. I wasn't confident at all. So I was just stifled. And I felt like that led to my injury as well. It's just like me being scared. This time I was way more confident. I was ready to play. Like once I got out there against New Zealand, I was a little bit nervous, but all the other games, I just felt ready to like score and like tackle. And I was really excited. So that was a great feeling to not have to worry about as many nerves. And it was good to see how, like the girls who had their first Olympics here, how they handled it too, which they did a great job. It was Spiff's first Olympics, Sammy's, Steph's, like they handled it really well. So it was exciting to see that too.
And I gotta imagine it. Did it feel good getting revenge against Great Britain? Right, quarterfinal loss in the last Olympics, and certainly knocking them off at this Olympics. Was there a little bit of a revenge factor involved in that one at all?
For sure. We definitely used that as fuel before we went out there. I had to chase back against Jasmine Joyce. Like, I did not want them to win that game. Like, personally, I felt it in Tokyo. I was not letting it happen again. Like, respectfully, I was just like, we have to win this game. So it was definitely some revenge happening there.
On that question about Jasmine Joyce, right? She's recognized as, she's a pretty fast. She's a sprinter. Do you get a sense from when you're out on the field? Do you like take it personally? Like, no, I'm the fastest one on the field, and I'm going to show you by chasing you down. Does that drive you a little bit?
For sure. Like, it's always pretty obvious who's the fastest on the field. Like, all the wings know that. Every wing knows which wing is faster, and that's what makes it like more intimidating. Like for example, when I'm against Jasmine Joyce, I'm like, okay, I know I'm faster. I feel like I'm bigger and stronger. It's also a mindset thing because really it just depends on how you're feeling that day. But when I'm against like Michaela Blythe, like, this girl is steppy, her stiff arm is crazy. So it's definitely like more intimidating in that regard. And yeah, it depends on the person, but my teammates will hype me up and like, you're the fastest on the field. Remember that, like before you go out. So they're trying to put that in your head, and yeah, everybody's trying to hype you up for your speed.
I love the competition with speed. It's at every level. You look at the Olympic sprinters, like there's attitude. Like if they don't, like they're gonna hurt somebody if you get in their way.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
I guess relates to rugby.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little more about this group. A number of them played in the last Olympics also. So were you guys just more settled as a group this time around? Between obviously for you more playing time since you weren't even on the circuit when you made the last Olympics. So we're talking a little about that. I mean, just you guys have definitely gelled together more over the last few years.
Yeah, for sure. Because a lot of the girls who went to Tokyo were here this time around. So again, we knew what happened in Tokyo, and I feel like we really had it in us to not feel that feeling again, because it was terrible. It was detrimental to us because we really were expecting to at least get top 4, top 3, but we got like 6th place. So for me, it was like, I'm not letting that happen again. And I'm sure the other girls felt it too. Like they were like, okay, we really have to hone it. We really have to lock in these games, even though a lot of it is out of our control, but we definitely worked hard. A lot of our games, like I can't say any of our games really were like terrible, which shows like how focused we were this Olympics. Sorry if I didn't answer your question, but
No, that was on. I nailed it. That was great. We talked briefly about social media earlier, a couple times actually. Were you ready for that kind of reaction by the team's success? Obviously a lot of social impact as well.
oh my gosh, not at all. This was like above and beyond. Like the fact that like we knew that we had to win and that it was going to do a lot for our program. We had that in the back of our minds, and that was a big driver for us. But we weren't expecting like I don't think we were thinking about making history in terms of being the first rugby team, both men and women. Like that was huge. So that was another aspect that we weren't really thinking about. We were pretty much thinking about, okay, how are we going to get funding for next year? Like we need to win, we need to get a medal. And then like the whole history and like the fact, the way, again, like I said, the way that it ended really put us out there. So it was way bigger than we were expecting for sure.
And you mentioned financing. What kind of surprise was it to get those $4 million announced in front of the team?
That was pretty cool. I mean, we weren't expecting that. We found out the day of, and then we met the woman, and we were just so grateful. We were amazed. Like, we're like $4 million for a bronze medal. That's all we needed to do. We're not all.
We would have done that a long time ago.
I know, right?
Wait, does that mean 12 million for gold?
Right? Seriously. So they weren't kidding when they said like we really need to medal and it's going to have an impact, and it did. Like the hard work immediately paid off, and we saw that with the media, the Today Show, and just the coverage.
Yeah.
The fact that we had Jason Kelsey come out, like it was immediate feedback. So that was cool to see.
Yeah, to talk a little bit more about that coverage, appearing on the Today Show. I got to imagine, how many messages did you have on your phone when you finally got back to your phone after the bronze medal game?
Insane. Like Instagram messages. Like the follower count really was what got me. But even like when you're walking around the village, people recognize you because they've seen it everywhere. The workers, like everyone. It's just everywhere. And then people are texting me, like a friend of a friend has said they saw you on TV, and it's just like it's everywhere. So it's like,
Wait,
yeah.
sorry. When you walk around the village, sorry, Fitzy, are there people? Have you seen someone you just fanned over? Like, oh my God, that's so and so.
Simone Biles and Noah Lyles. Yeah, definitely those two.
I know. I think
Did you get a chance to
see Flavor Flav?
Oh yeah, I saw Flavor Flav too. Yeah, he was at a game.
Did you get a chance to meet, or have you met Simone and Noah before?
Yeah, I've seen Noah so many times. Like I keep seeing him everywhere. I'm like, are you following me? I gotta make a joke about it. Yeah, he's really cool. He's been around the village. And then Simone Biles, I only saw her once we were like got our kit and stuff. But I took a picture with her and chatted for like 2 seconds. But it was really nice to see her.
Yeah, I guess, how does it feel? Because certainly the USA Women's Rugby Sevens winning bronze was the biggest story at the beginning of the Olympics, but being included with the likes of Simone Biles and Noah Lyles, who have been, getting a lot of attention, and certainly in prime time as it relates to watching here in the U.S. How does it feel to be grouped with athletes like that?
It's really cool. It's super honorable. I think in rugby though, I think we'd have our star like Alona Mar. So she's kind of like the face of USA Rugby. So in a sense, like we kind of live through her too, because she has so many followers, high engagement. So we see how people feel about rugby in general through like her social media too, which is really cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's amazing to be in the same spaces as everybody. Like that's my favorite part about the Olympics, is being able to be this close to the best athletes in the world.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, like, I'm sure you've been asked this question quite a bit and maybe have reflected on it, but the moment was certainly huge for the game. Rugby, huge for the women's game. I mean, have you thought at all about what kind of impact this has on you and others, and possibly with, the sport of rugby and sevens in the U.S.?
Oh my God, yeah. I've also been interacting with the fan community, and they so many stories about their young daughters who have seen rugby and now they want to play, or how their young daughters never watch sports with them, but they watch the whole rugby game. And the fact that more people are just knowing about the sport itself is enough for me to be excited, because just having it on their screens and on their phones is huge, because people are getting interested. They're like, okay, what is this? they're asking me, how do I get more involved? Where do I start? So people are really excited. Like, it has got people riled up to like actually play. And that's the kind of impact that we need to have. It's like getting people to actually come out and get in their kids to want to do it too.
Talk about Nia Tapper retiring from the game, or at least at this level, also just celebrate a birthday. Talk about her impact to not just USA Rugby, but the game itself and yourself.
Gosh, I'm going to miss her so much.
Yeah.
She, oh my God, just had such an impact on this team. Like, she was our rock. Like, she held us accountable. She made sure that this team was always growing and never stagnant in one spot. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it's going to be without her. And like, man, because she's been here for a long time. Like, I've watched her before I started playing rugby. So it's actually really sad. Like, she has had such an impact on the game, like top try scorer. She has done so much for USA Rugby and this team. So it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to be able to navigate without her. Because even like with Emily Bidwell, like, she was such a big help to her and helping her navigate the team. So I just hope she comes back in some way and like, helps to grow the game and continues to be part of our program.
Has she talked about what she wants to do next?
I don't know yet. I think she's going wherever like she gets paid the most, but like possibly coaching, possibly finance or the business world. And yeah, hopefully, like ideally, I think she would want to work with USA Rugby and possibly be like an executive in the department or something like that. But she does want to still be involved if she can.
Well, talk a little bit about yourself. You're a certified personal trainer. Have you changed your business bio yet to add Olympic medalist? I got to imagine that's got to help with business a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It's just been hard trying to maintain like clients individually because we travel so much. So what I want to start doing is like group Zoom sessions and having like just people come in on a group Zoom call and then we work out from there. Preferably like a dance style hip hop, like kind of like Zumba. I feel like that'd be more fun and a great way to like keep people engaged and active. I feel like that's just way more fun to work out than lifting weights and other things like that because I do that all day long. So I'm thinking about starting that and hosting that. It'd be a fun way to spend my time and make money on a song.
Let's look ahead a little bit here. Of course, LA is going to host the 28 Olympics. We're super excited about that. It sounds like I've read some reports that the venue that is selected for Rugby Sevens, they may have to switch to a bigger one because of the overwhelming crowd there in France. So that's amazing. So Ari, I mean, the plans for 2028, you hope to be in the mix there, of course?
Of course. The pressure's going to be real though, because we can't come out with bronze. It's not going to be as hype anymore. So we got to get a silver or a gold. So the pressure is definitely on. We're getting a whole new team. So that's going to be interesting to see how we grow. So it's a lot, but I'm excited. We got 4 years to build. So.
Well, so before 2028, though, there's another big rugby event coming up in 2025, the Rugby World Cup, 15s, of course. Have you had anybody from the 15 squad reached out and inquired to see if you're interested in wanting to play 15s again?
I'm not a 15s girl, really. I mean, I could, but it's not my game, really. It's longer. I'm a speedster. I just like to run fast and get the ball. I don't need to. All the contact, it's just, it's not for me. Not for me. I'm more of a 15 and 7s girl.
Gotcha.
Well, Ari, you and I were nearly classmates. You went to Dartmouth. I went to Keene State College many, many years ago. So we were nearly classmates. Very close. Well, listen, Ari Ramsey, this has been a blast talking to you. Seriously, I've had goosebumps since that last game, or since the first game of this tournament, honestly. Congratulations on the success, and we really do hope it keeps going.
Yes, I hope so too, and it will. It will,
absolutely. Okay, let's chat again soon, hopefully before Premiership starts and everything else, Premier Rugby. All right, we'll talk again soon.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. That's the first time having a medalist in the show, I believe. Right? Olympic medalist.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's cool. I mean, she called in from Paris. She's still enjoying the Olympics. I'm sure she's got other media outlets hitting her up, asking her to to come chat, and she was on our show. Amazing.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
she'll never know how much we do appreciate that. And also, France needs to do a couple of things. One, clean up the scent. All right, clean the river, and then also get better Wi-Fi. We need better Wi-Fi in the hotels.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm glad we were able to talk with her, though. Whether she was on screen or not, it was fantastic.
Sports Social Podcast Network.